That's a great way to start a video. Just cough on camera. Get it out. Get it all out of you. All right, there is another song inside of me from my video game, Miriam's Quest. Patreon.com/Miriam's Quest. I'm not putting it in post. You can go just look it up. And if you spelled Miriam wrong, M-Y-R-I-A-M. Because in the lore of the game, Mir means many. Many I am. Miriam. Because altars. Anyway, so. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you for the piano. I don't know whoever you are who has capacity in your hands to help me sing some songs for my video game. Gonna just sing out, and it might just change, and I might not be in tune, I might not be on pitch sometimes. There's a lot of stuff in my throat, the weather is changing, and I'm still just trying things out on YouTube as a little bit of my job each day. And that's what you get here on the Light Language channel. From a Light Language channel, I make meta jokes here, 'cause this is how I do my spirituality, my awakening. I'm not really like the other channels that you see on screen. Sorry, a hawk just came into my view. I can't show you, but the pictures that I see when I am just at my desk are really cool. Who knows what hawks mean in a symbolic way? I just know they come to say, hey, here's a distraction for you. Yep, easily distracted here, but letting the song come out. And hey, I actually did prep work for this video before I hit record, so do you want to know? I think I put it in the description, so please jam with me and listen to what I have to say about YouTube. Gonna talk about people that I follow on YouTube, 'cause I've made YouTube basically like best TV ever. A thing I've wanted since I was a kid, to be able to curate what I do on screens. And I am kind of a person who does it in different sections. And my work sections are a lot of spiritual content. I've already talked about people, that's not this video. And I'm gonna keep letting songs come out of me. Oh, we're gonna tune it, we're gonna tune it. Okay, we're gonna take a pause. Okay, little bit of talking, little bit of singing. It's one of those videos. Because when you can't do anything else in your life, just make it a musical, right? Why not? Why not? So, for real, I do treat YouTube like it is TV from the 90s, where I am completely in charge of what it is I get to consume at any given time. I don't go so far as to be like, on Tuesdays I do this content, on Thursdays I do that. No, I do allow for the algorithm to like pop things up for me, but when I am on my personal YouTube at work, right, where I'm either taking in some sort of content to help me with something that I'm doing, business or spiritual or just life, right? I treat it like work. And that sits on that particular thing. My husband has his own personal one too. And then we have a joint one that we do pay for. We pay for premium so that we don't have ads, because yeah, I put ad block on my computer for the other things so that I don't see the ads as well, unless YouTubers make the ads, in which case, you know, fair, right? Like, they put some work into it. And most of the time they're pretty entertaining, right? Everything I'm doing on YouTube is an ad now. It's just an ad for my website, soulharmonyconnection.com. I do Akashic record readings. If you'd like one, I can do them for groups. I can do them for your workplace. I can do them for literally anybody. And I can do them, you know, normally where I don't sing, because that's typically not what comes out of me when I'm talking to a client. That's just me and my records. And I am willing to do that if someone wants something like that, or you're like, I can do music, but I'm having a hard time. I'm in like a blocked phase. Like, I have a package for that. Like, seriously, happy to help. And you can have whatever comes out of me because it won't be mine. If you watch any of these videos, you'll notice that a lot of the songs are very similar. Yeah, I'm building out my musical repertoire for my composition for Miriam's Quest for the video game. And yeah, I think that's bizarre and cool. I'm just channeling it out. Just like a good creator does, right? You just channel that stuff out. I don't know where the ideas came from. I do. I ask questions. I ask where it comes from. And that's a bigger, longer discussion that I'm not getting into in this video, because I kind of just want to talk about how cool it is that we can do that now. I've not heard other people talk about it. And I wanted to share with you what content my husband and I consume as a family, because I really think that it's deeply fun to have a designated and specified YouTube channel where you're like training the algorithm based on what you as a collective in your home are watching. And sometimes when we like want to show someone another video of something else, it absolutely screws up the algorithm for a few days, and there's like profuse apologies. It's like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I ruined our algorithm for a while. I'm sorry that this one train video, now there's a bunch of train videos. And also I do like trains, so yeah, I watch the train videos too. Or we do, but we are both fairly respectful of the like groupness of that. We don't watch things ahead of the other. That's rude, you know? But sometimes Randy will watch a few things that's on our group stuff, because I go through periods where I'm like, I don't want to watch that right now. You enjoy the rest of that content. No, thank you. Because it does keep things active, right? Anyway, I'm going to go through categories, and I'm going to show you the names of YouTubers that we do follow. If you are just looking for some other stuff to start doing on YouTube, if you haven't, if for some reason you found me because of spiritual content, awesome, great. I really recommend being much more well-rounded in the stuff that you're doing, and kind of asking yourself why, and what is it that you as a family want to do? What is it that you want to be consuming and then talking about? Because these parasocial relationships are just a part of the fabric of our current existence in reality. And especially with younger folks, it's very prominent, right? Like there's a level of safety that comes from a person being authentic on a screen. And I'm not saying that everyone on YouTube is authentic, no, but there is a much more openness, and you're just watching people create things or enjoy things or explore things, and then, you know, judging it against your life, right? Like, that's what you're doing. So here comes a part of me that's not usually out. From the back of the area inside we never showed. Okay, here we go now. Here are some recommendations for travel, and do I want to go to there? Like, you don't have all the money. You can't go wherever you want to, right? You can't keep up with, I'm going here, and here this year. You can't keep up with that, right? And it's probably just from a couple people on your screen. So go on adventures with others. I really like ordinary adventures a lot, especially if you're a Disney fan. It's just good content for seeing how those who appreciate everything that's been created in that world, to the point that it makes for the kind of content where one person films their partner and how much she loves things. It's fun, you kind of make a game of it. Is it good enough? Does it make Kitra cry? It's a really good measure that I hope Disney execs are paying attention to. She's tapped into that kid love, that kid Disney love, and as a millennial, that gets really hard to do, even though we're the ones who are paying all your salaries. Basically, we just spend money on things all the time. We were encoded with maximalism stuff like we love stuff. We're probably the generation of I love this. This is my jam. This is my religion. Basically, like we put a lot of things into ourselves that kind of count for other things. Historically, we opened up our hearts and said, excuse me, but we said, oh yeah, that speaks to me. I love it. It's mine. Yay! Right? My desk is filled with toys and kinds of things that, yeah, I bought one of these, just one of them, because look at him. Look at him. Look at the face. Oh my God, right? He was just in a store with a lot of other stuff, and I said, yeah, okay, just one of you. And honestly, when I need something to just look at for a minute, he's fun. I love my things. I love them, so I enjoy watching others who love things too. They're a fun one to watch. And when you're someone who's been to a park like twice in her life, one of those parks, I don't have the history, and I went to Disneyland like 2 years ago. I didn't really enjoy myself, never gonna go back there again. Too many people, too much happening from like every adult there. Yeah, so it's more fun to watch it on screen, and I get to feel like I'm still part of some level of zeitgeist with those who do it on a regular basis. It gives shared language. I have an ability to keep up with those kinds of things, because if I have an adult Disney conversation at a convention, I'm set. I know what's happening in places that I don't go by personal preference. Like, went on a cruise once when I was a teenager. It was a high school thing. We did our chorus concert on like a carnival cruise. It was weird. Don't recommend that kind of thing. Seriously, don't recommend it. Do you all know what happens when teenagers get in a place where you only have to be 18 to buy booze? Like, seriously, don't do that. If you're a choral director, just do the thing where you go to like Atlanta or something, right? Anyway, I like watching what they do. I like seeing what fellow humans are doing with our capacity to make theme parks on cruise ships. That's a thing. Like, wow. And I have no interest, but I like seeing it on screens. It's just fun. So I recommend having a little bit of fun with people on your screens who maybe are doing things that maybe you wouldn't do, but especially with your kid, you can say, is that a thing you'd like? They can say, maybe, but why are there always so many people? How does Kitra not get bothered by the people? Is she just focusing on the things that she loves and is like, this is just how it goes? Gotta be okay with there being a big crowd, right? It's a way to encode and understand what your expectations are for something. Because yeah, if you travel to a land of Disney, you can expect it to cost a little bit of your soul, right? You gotta pay your whole way there. Your whole freaking family. It's so much more expensive than it ever used to be. And it's not deterring crowds. So, yeah, like to prepare, 'cause maybe one day I'll want to run with Disney again. That was seriously the best thing I've ever done. Dopey challenge at Disney World. I manifested the perfect week. It was amazing. That'd be my challenge to y'all. You've not done things with the Disney running, and I gotta say, in terms of Disney experiences, they're really, really cool. And hey, I was able to do an entire dopey challenge with no proper ligament in my left leg. Yeah, got it ripped out of me when I was 21. I was playing with my class. In preschool, I had kids in my class. I was playing with my kids, and I simply tried to step up on something, and my leg did this. Whoops. Yeah, because sometimes the joints in our legs just decide they quit, and surgeries later, I don't really have ligament there. Still was able to run it, 'cause hey, you just have to stay in front of the balloon ladies. That's all you have to do, and maybe you could train, and maybe Disney would say, hey, do you want to be balloon people on this course? Something for a 5K or 10K or half marathon. The full one's a lot, I admit that, but it's something that's totally doable if you plan in long-term ways. A 2 or 3 year plan to get there, 'cause you don't have to do the dopey challenge, but I can say that weekend is really fun. Well, if you're running for everyone else, stay away. I mean it, Disney doesn't care about you the week of the marathon. It's cool. Anyway, this is gonna be long, but hey, it's my own way of being a fan, trying to just spread love wherever I can. I'm grateful for these creators. I want to give them all their dues, so the next one, through my lens, y'all. Have you ever wanted to just see what love and travel looks like by someone who travels with his dad? They go to national parks. Josh has a really good eye for cinematography. He takes shots that make you go, oh my God, I've tried to get shots like that, but I don't have the eye, so I'll study what you do. And he treats it like he's basically giving you an ad for the park, like a good travel agent. It's a travel agent type of content. He's got a Patreon with more info about it if you like the trips he plans. He and his dad, sometimes his wife, sometimes the kids are there. I think he had one with his mom too. I think it involved a train, but honestly, you watch one train on YouTube and then they're like, you like trains, right? So if that one's wrong, I'm sorry, but I feel like I remember it, and there's just something that's very healing about seeing two people and their family just have fun together. Have fun together and showing each other. You see how healing this channel is for me. It kicked me into light language channeling. Both of the ones that I've shown have to do with capturing love. You can feel it when you watch and decide for yourself. Is it worth what I'm also seeing? 'Cause gonna be honest with y'all, the concept of traveling to Alaska sounds amazing, and expensive for someone like me. Plus, like, do I really like that many mosquitoes? It's a valid question. But honestly, still gorgeous, right? The kind of places that you can dream about. They let you dream just a little bit more specifically about what you want in your life, and not just with the traveling, right? You get to see things, ways people see their own worlds that they put on screens. You're just deciding what you're bringing into your home every time. Every time you turn on the screen, you're letting an influencer into your parasocial life, into your quantum entanglements of your attention. So we're gonna take a trip now. Okay, we got a little bit of a key change here. It's still going with the other one, but here's the thing. Japan is awesome, right? Yes, it is. Been one time. Years ago, we did Japan without a smartphone. In 2012. Yeah, don't really know how we got that done, but we used a travel agent, and honestly, I really like doing research on YouTube about the country I'm going to. And seriously, like, Chris does an amazing job with content. It's all documentary level stuff. It's really impressive to see someone's channel grow. And I feel like you can't have one without another. These two YouTubers, they have a lot to share, a lot of content that is for an audience like me, right? They know exactly who they're talking to when they make their videos. And I appreciate everything they say and provide. We can't afford it yet, but we'd love to go back to Japan. Sorry, we can't be there for the kinds of world events they're having now, but apparently y'all are doing pretty well, so you don't need my money yet. But when I go, you're getting, like, all of my money. That's how we travel. We just make our budget and go. Making lists in our head and on our Google Maps all the time. We just plan in micro bursts, and we use these YouTubers to do and to bring it back to the Disney crew, right? Another Chris, two Chris's in Japan that I watch on a regular basis just to keep up with what is going on there. And when you watch all the content from the Disney stuff and you see the Japanese one, then your other friends on YouTube, they go to the Japan one, and you get so excited every time you see your YouTuber friend cry in happiness. You think, cool, this is definitely my jive. This is what I like watching. This is what I enjoy when I can't travel, 'cause I just don't have the disposable income, or even if I did, I don't necessarily have it in me to be around big crowds. Part of why I like the videos is I don't need the sensory shit, 'Cause honestly, to get through a lot of those crowds, I would need the kind of ear protection and body protection just to feel okay. 'Cause when you have a rainbow brain, crowds are hard. You feel the energetics of central nervous systems all around you. They all go off. It's like fireworks the whole time at Disney. For someone like me, I just feel fireworks from every parent who is constantly like, stop crying, stop whining. I just want to have some moments of rest here. I wanted you to just be happy that I spent our entire budget on coming here for you. You don't appreciate anything I do for you without realizing that your rainbow brain kid might be saying, I know you're frustrated, I'm sorry, but every adult here is just over trying. You keep making me look like someone I'm not. I'm not a kid that walks all day when it's hot. We don't go outside much at home. I'm usually on my screen. And I like that life. I mean, this is fun, but I don't know about Mickey on a screen. He seemed fine, but in person, he's 6 feet tall. I'm tiny. I don't know about this. And now you're mad that I am crying. I'm sorry. I'm just like 6 years old and I like my air conditioning. Like, it's a really good invention. Right? We don't know what our kids are going through there. I just know what I deal with in those places and situations. And like, concrete is hard on the body. It's hard to walk all day on concrete without a place for just touching grass a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit of grass touching, and just a little bit of the kinds of things I'm used to seeing. If you regularly go to a playground, then having a standard looking playground is helpful for those of us who need anchor points of safety that say, oh, the adults around me are a little crazy right now, but that's normal. It's kind of normal for grown-ups to be a little internal fireworks show when they're on vacation. It's helpful for kids to know adults, well, they're kind of like this at Disney too. Everyone's like this inside their own bodies at Disney. That means that sometimes naps are really helpful, so is just taking the expectations down and saying, this is expensive enough, right? What's one thing? What's only one thing? And what are backups to that thing? Have a plan A, B, C, and a secret D, E, and F. You know you're that type of planner. You go to Disney, you're that type of planner. I know this 'cause I'm that planner too. It gives you that chance to be the person responsible for everything. You get into hero mode and say, I have this itinerary. We're going to be okay, and I'll be able to show you the pictures, all the pictures of my child being happy like all of the people I see on YouTube. They're so happy. I can make my child happy. I mean, that's a great idea, a perfect vision. Just remember who y'all are when you're on vacation. You don't take a vacation from your anxieties or your pain or your frustrations or the fact that you know you can't afford to be here. But anyway, okay, I think I'm ready to go into that next phase. We're out of the more comfortable to talk about because it's kind of fun. Someone else is like adding their own part right now. She's just lost in it, so I'm just gonna let her keep going, right? So, I think now that we're done with like the Disney parts, the song might not be coming out anymore. Any more songs at the moment? No. Okay. That was a quick no. Okay. So, news. Right. I know I don't like the news. I don't do the news. I don't talk about the news. Yeah. Okay. For a long time did, and definitely appreciated all of the clip shows and all of the just news pieces that came out, especially from different late night folks. Really appreciate it. Taylor Tomlinson's entire like career in late night TV, so helpful, so awesome. And as someone who's on TikTok, you like caught me up on TikTok. I'm so grateful for that. Oh my God, 2 years of like catching those of us that don't want to do it up on internet culture and on just like modern day TikTok stuff. It was just like amazing. Holy shit, amazing. You did like thank you. Like so freaking helpful. Because yeah, that's like, it doesn't make sense to me why that's not like why more internet things aren't a regular part of news. It is news. It's just not the same thing. It's not the only, like, I swear to God, it's like most of the late night TV stuff. Y'all are kind of acting like it's TV from like the 70s when you only have like a couple channels, right? Like, and I get it because most of y'all like got raised there. You need to come up to the 90s where there's just way more stuff, right? Like just tap back into yourself in the 90s. And yeah, I know you're not tapping into kid you. Respect. And like, that's a good thing. But you need to seriously tap into like the 90s to save your late night TV whatevers. I just say that as a person who reads Akashic Records and like knows HR stuff, and like if you ever wanted to hire me for program evaluation stuff, I'd be happy to help you. I also just have a really funny, who knows if it's true, but also isn't it like hilarious to consider it thing about a past life of John Oliver's. And I'm not going to say it on camera unless he actually wants me to say it because it becomes very creepy. Just as an intuitive to be like, hey, random person, here's a random thing that may or may not be true, but honestly, the way that I tell it is pretty cool. it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun, especially if you don't even like believe in past life stuff or anything, but you can just like make the connections and be like, honestly, honestly, okay, all right. That's all I'm gonna leave that with, because who I actually want to talk about, because yes, I'm a bad fan. I'm sorry, but I used to watch Last Week Tonight. I can't. My body says no. Because it's too much of what I already know. And even though the formula that you use on Last Week Tonight to deliver information that does light up your central nervous system and then calms it back down, it does a really great job with that, but it leaves residue. And it leaves quantum entanglements that I then have to deal with before I go to sleep. And that's annoying. It's annoying. It takes time. I have to do like full body channel energy work to literally disentangle it. So I can't do it anymore. Like I have too many other things that I'm trying to make work in my life. And the more collective bullshit you pull in when you're trying to just navigate your own timeline, you get yanked, like you get pulled off path, right? You get pulled off of what you're trying to do. And this is just not a year for getting pulled off your path. Might watch it when I can next year because I still am a huge fan. I have freaking predictions that come out of me as like fan fiction, right? Clearly I'm not like, clearly I'm still a huge fan of not only just late night TV, but you know, late night TV hosts in general. But what I do still watch on a regular basis is from Last Week Tonight, but it's specific. It's corrections. Like husband and I, we watch that on Fridays. We do. But if you'll notice, it's basically like at least 50% of the content from Last Week Tonight that I take in is Amber Ruffin and Jenny, but there's not like a second Jenny thing. Unless I see, like, if I see the faces of Amber Ruffin or Jenny Hagel, I'm clicking on it. So like, and I don't know why you don't seem to want to cater to the like part of your audience that isn't just dudes that are into corrections, but like, that's fine. There's just other people who are also watching corrections who, I do love you and I do love corrections, but I would not watch it on my own. I do it because it's a couple thing. Okay. I'm just being completely honest with you as a fan, and as you're never going to ask your fans about like, you know, helpful things that could help. I love watching you, Seth. I just don't want to watch you talk about the same people over and over again. I just don't want to. You have way cooler things you could talk about and way better people you could center. And you do. There's just also that. So I don't watch it. And Surprise Inspections is just kind of fun because it is kind of fun to see how a boss like handles kind of humorously being like, this is garbage. Stop giving me garbage stuff. Like a little bit. Because it's all like, because you can feel that it's not, you can feel like that's not the only thing that Seth ever says to his people. Or if it is, then that's a wrong take from me, so sorry. But it just seems like a good workplace. And I like watching things that feel like they're from good workplaces and good bosses because I am also in the process of doing more workplace type things. I'm a co-founder and CEO type doing a business, right? So for myself, and then the business is myself, managing myself and my husband, possibly future people once we have capital. So I like watching what I feel like are good bosses, good managers, and how it is that they're communicating about what it is that they're doing, their process. It's really, really helpful. And I watch it for that. I watch it as entertainment, but research and comparison shopping, right? Like how do I want to be? I never want to talk publicly about the stuff that people are making, but I will also be doing that because I'm actively doing that now on my Patreon, patreon.com/MiriamsQuest, if you've forgotten. Yeah, it's part of sort of that, all of that. And I know this is getting long, so I'm going to go now into the next category of YouTubers that I really recommend personally, because these are who I watch and my reasons for. Number one, I've already done fandom stuff on this channel. Allie's just unapologetically artistic and open about her process and why she's doing what she's doing, and just about the process, because she still does churn out videos in a way that I can tell you right now, very small percentage of the population can handle and not completely fucking burn out. Like it's part of why I really love watching certain makers and certain artists is just because like you're watching a fucking modern Michelangelo. Like you're getting to watch people do their big artistic stuff from a place that is not typical. So they're going into atypical brain land, right? And they're grabbing things from Imaginationville and they're bringing it in. And not only are they bringing it in, but some of them are doing it in a way that is allowing for you, the viewer, to see and appreciate process and to see and appreciate the steps involved and the consideration that just goes into my experience. You're an artist making something, but I'm the one you care about. That's wild. Like it is art, but it's just sort of this feeling of, she does a really good job of showing how you blend. I have this personal like urge to get this out of me. And as I do it, I am choosing to show you so that you can bear witness to it. And just from an HR type of perspective, being able to like actually show your work. Oh my God, she's an HR like dream. like if you were a grant reporter and you needed to explain how much of your employees' time was spent creating what was created, with her videos, you'd be able to be like, okay, exactly this much time, because percentage wise, like this much time and this much time, because, and I don't know if this is actually the case, but the way that it flows together when she edits it, she's telling a story too. But the way that it flows together is a little bit, maybe not time involved, but just consideration for this moment involved with the voiceover that often does have a good amount of heart-centered, like, here's the anxieties about what's going on. Here's how things aren't necessarily feeling like they work out. Here's whatever else comes in, because she's fully aware, maybe she's not consciously aware, but she's very aware that she is producing, doing an output of production on just everything in her life, including her body, and documenting all of that and making it something that is available for anyone who wants or needs it or just enjoys content. And that's just it's just a lot. It's multifaceted, right? It's a big, rich experience, to be able to see what people are doing like this. To that end, I think that this is the YouTuber I've followed the longest, actually. Yeah. I feel like I feel like just everything about what Rachel does is there's a very like all of these people, makers and artists, like what I said about Allie, I apply to all of them. I'm just not going to go into a whole diatribe about every single person. But it is very much a like, and same, and reason, that's why I watch these people. That's why I enjoy taking in this content. And especially with Rachel, she has such, because she's also a maximalist and she is also a lover of things. She's just a dear lover of fandom, right? Fandom love. She understands fandom love and understands wanting to like make her home cozy and make her life this sort of capacity thing, right? She's very good at nesting, very good at like creating a vibe, right? So I just recommend watching that, especially like watching this kind of content. And if these aren't your people, these aren't your people, but trying to find creators that do something that gives yourself a chance to feel someone else's process for a bit, feel someone else's perspective for a bit when they're tackling a project and when they're making decisions about how they run their business. Because that's what they're doing. They're business people showing us, the viewer, how they do their business, because this is their business, right? And it's really valuable. It's really valuable to come to YouTube expecting to hear from coworkers. And I'm very sacred with which screens I watch things on. I do not watch YouTube on my phone. That phone to me at best is like Instagram, but I don't do that. I don't do the social media stuff anymore. But I don't like bringing YouTubers into the bathroom with me. Like because there is a level of parasocial relationship with that, it feels gross and weird to me because it kind of does feel like I'd be taking a coworker into the bathroom with me and hearing them continue to talk about their things. And no shade if you take your conference calls in the bathroom. If anything, that kind of feels like a statement on how your workplace is. Like maybe good or bad, right? Like, you know, the whole boss makes $1, I make a dime. So I'm going to poop on during this interview. Not the interview, but during, oh God, don't do that. But I'm going to poop during this meeting that you're forcing me to be here for, right? Like valid, right? Totally valid. But I choose my coworkers through YouTube, and I choose the time that I watch things. And these particular YouTubers are literally the ones that I allow on my screen when I'm in bed. Because it took years. It was like 2 years ago, last year actually, finally got a TV in the bedroom. Didn't want one before that, didn't like it. But especially with how much like bed rest I've needed from the whole dying thing, you know, it's like, okay, TV in the bedroom, but curated. If it's YouTube and it's this like level of parasocial relationship, it's going to be very specific. And if it's not that, it's going to be only shows that we love or movies that we're having a movie night with. Like it's, I treat it like it's a sacred thing, and we don't like have it on right up until time to go to sleep. But these are like, I don't just let anybody in my life, and I don't just let anybody hang out in my awareness space. Right? Like our quantum entanglements matter, especially right now. And to that end, especially if you are a person who watches makers and you watch this kind of content, something like Punished Props Academy, this is one of those this is one of those channels where you are watching people who do things so masterfully that when you watch it, you feel really bad about your skills in any capacity. Like if you ever thought, oh, I would love to make something, I'd love to like make something and take it to a comic book convention, and then you watch like Punished Props make something, you're like, I am unskilled, I can't do anything. Like a little bit, right? Like a little bit. But they, especially lately, like this year, Bill did a bender. He did this like the bender head in a car. Oh, what I would have given to be at Dragon Con this year. Oh my God. I've never been to Dragon Con. Of all the conventions, never been to Dragon Con. We're hoping to get there next year. Because Miriam's Quest, we're definitely going to be at Heroes Con in Charlotte. Shout out. Definitely go to Heroes. It's an amazing convention. It's the best convention we've ever been to. Emerald City Comic Con, best in the like super huge category, because oh my God, that was amazing too. But Heroes is like the best it's just one convention hall and then a couple places that have, it's just, it focuses, half of it focuses on artists, and it's incredible. And it's just awesome. It's awesome. First time we went to the auction that they have, the art auction, and won a piece. Women, like women of the X-Men, basically, by Buzz. Really cool ink and pencil. And then as I was checking out, fucking Scotty Young was right behind me, because he had won a Hellboy piece. I think it was a Hellboy piece, because I feel like he always buys, at least when we used to go, he would buy something. And I'm not saying that it was always Hellboy, I don't think so, but yeah, just like in line, just behind me, and was just like, hey, what'd you win? I was like, oh, the X-Men. He's like, oh, that's awesome. I was like, be calm, be calm, be cool, be cool. You know. Anyway, but Bill broke down the steps for the Bender in the car into a multi-month like progress series. I hadn't seen him do that before, and it was like it opened up for me just sort of, I don't want to say permission, but it kind of did. Permission to actually not be someone who makes stuff. Is what it did. It really did, because just like how I watch plenty of videos to know where I don't want to go hang out, but I do want to know what the process is. Like, I do want to know what those places are like. I want to do some research on it without having to go do it. Watching makers who are so like skilled at, because obviously like decades worth of experience here. Like I'm seeing people who are basically my age. It's great. It's amazing. It's so amazing to see your own like cohort level of people doing this as their job. This kind of thing that like we didn't imagine this would be a job. It's so cool. It's so cool to curate my entire like television like thing with just fellow millennials. How do you do, fellow millennials? Wow, you made jobs out of not jobs. I'm so impressed. Like, that's so cool. But yeah, I recommend these kinds of channels. Because then you are watching people who are so skilled at what they're doing, and like so skilled at what they're doing. Like, there's just so much that that goes into the kinds of builds and kind of professionalism in so many of these channels now that yeah. And then they all have Patreons, and they all have things that you can do to support them other than just watching them and have them deal with whatever YouTube algorithmic things are dictating their lives and decisions, right? Another one that's just really fun, especially as a couple show. It's even in a parasocial context, it's nice to have couple friends, right? Like, it's just nice to have, again, that's why some of the other like content creators that I watch, there's couples and families, but like, it's just a fun time. And they're really into their fans. They do live streams. I've not participated in a live stream because I just don't pay attention to when people are going live for basically anything. I'm sorry. I'm one of those fans. I'm like, oh, like 5 hours together. I don't have time this week for that. I'm so sorry. I look forward to the edited video later. But they give you that freedom. Like, it's so cool that two people are just having fun together. And you're like, we're all watching each other through this lens of just like comparison shopping, right? And you see people like be kind and loving to each other, and especially when things don't go right. This is such a healthy like therapists who are doing like marriage and family therapy. Maybe see what happens when your like couple that's having a hard time having a shared language watches something like this. And they start making jokes, and they start sending each other memes, and they start just like realizing that there's other places you can compare yourself to that isn't just how you were raised or like the friends that you find yourself surrounded by. You know, there's examples of like healthy conflict resolution while creating stuff, just because like like you see a lot of similar ways of functioning in yourself that you see on someone on screen, and you're like, oh yeah, I've been there. Like, I understand that particular like back and forth, but here you both are on camera and you're joking and you're laughing about it because it doesn't really matter. Like, it's fun, and it's fairly low stakes because yeah, you want to try it, and yeah, maybe it's not working right, but also look what you can create. And because of these two, Yeah, Randy and I have done like the pour things, and we've tried different little crafts ourselves. Just because they tested it first, and we were like, okay, actually that does look fun. We could try it. We could try it just once, and then we do generally only do it once or twice, and then we're like, you good? I don't want to do this anymore. And he's like, yeah, I'm good. It's like, okay, but that was fun, right? Like it was at least it was a date idea thing. Date ideas. Just saying. I feel like this should come as no surprise if you also follow like any of the other people. This is just like straight up talent. Like again, all of these people are so freaking talented. And then you watch someone like have the capacity to make these huge things and to do all this stuff on screens too, and then make 3D things as well for hours and hours and hours. That might be the part that I'm most like, you're just physical, like just for hours and hours. Wow. And then like she pulls out the like, oh, and by the way, here's my painting. I'm not super happy with it. And you're just and you're like, okay, you're not happy with that? Wow. I mean, I get it. I've seen what else you do, but like, holy shit. Like, yeah. And then you kind of like support stuff, and you get like, you get intel that they're like making their own fantasy book series, right? Like such a beautiful, brilliant, like move. So this is just like some channels are for learning. Some channels are for like, you know, enjoying what it is people do. And some are just, I need to be in awe of what another human is doing right now. In that nerdy fandom way, right? Like, oh, that guest room she did. Holy shit. Like, wow. And the fact that she did it in just a couple weeks. Like, I don't know if you've seen my house. I haven't even put I'm sure people have seen it if you're actually watching my videos. No, I have not put the covers back on my wall because I keep telling myself I want a different color, but you see this one right here, they cut it because this wall was not original to the house. It used to be like just a smaller doorway, I think, and they added more space, right? Some level of previous homeowner. But like they didn't move the outlet. So the cover that was here was like cut to fit. I don't have proper tools to cut a new one, but I also don't like the cream colored whatever it is. I don't want to paint it green either. Randy also promised that he would update the electrical outlets themselves because he is comfortable with that and I'm not. I get really inspired when I see people do things with an entire room or just an entire project. It is just that energy of start and finish. And for those of us that have way more going on, especially trauma-wise, there is just something that's kind of helpful about the parallel play aspect that comes from taking in this content. You watch someone who is very skilled and is very talented, and it is earned, right? Like this is, you're not just watching like, oh, she's just amazing and I could never whatever, and have that envy come up. If that envy comes up, deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with it in the fact that you're bringing it up because you're watching someone do something cool online before you take that shit to your friends and family. Work on your shit. Work on the envy that comes up, because what it really should be helping you do is feel inspired, is feel it like, you know what? There's another human in my life that can finish a project. I can too, right? And then when you do it, you will sing good enough in your head because you watch Rachel Maxey. And then, even then, you're just like, I'm comparing you to literally all of these people because you were, like, all of you were in the same, like, you're S tier. This is all my S tier of YouTube stuff. There's other stuff that I watch. There's other stuff that I try out. There's other stuff that I kind of put in. But, like, yeah. Okay. I'm going to say it wrong because, like, Ariel is her name. She's in France. She's just so fucking skilled and funny and French, and you're just like, I need to write some level of like I don't, there's just a lot of love in like nerdy fandom, like you discover people like this is one that I did not start watching her until a couple months ago. She didn't come across my YouTube stuff, but she's been making videos for years. And it was just so instantaneous for me when I saw her. I was just like, how have I been missing you? Come here, come into my life now, please. Oh my God. Who knew? I have an obsession with fashion and haute couture. She brought back, like, watching these videos brought back like early memories of having those tracing paper things with the trace out the outline of some sort of fashion thing. I feel like in the 90s, like every girl was like given one, maybe not. I just remember having it and I played with it, but fashion's not really my thing. But then also I see this deeply fashionable person who wears the same type of like robed blanket situation that I do on the other side of the ocean. I feel like a dumb American for being like, I did not know that anyone in France would just comfortably wear their cozy outfit online too. I genuinely thought that just no. Because if I were to like go outside in something like that, especially around here, I'd get stares. There's a lady that lives in my area who kind of, I respect her. Like she wears a robe everywhere she goes. I've seen her many times. She gets side eye from everybody. And also, it's Connecticut. No one really does anything. They're just like, okay, I guess I'll just stare at you the whole time. But they don't do anything, right? But it's just really good and it's really fun. And she did a whole like, hey, those who watch, can you participate in creating this thing I've been dreaming about? And she got literally overwhelmed by it, but in like a cool way, just in like an artistic, like, oh boy, I didn't realize this many people were into it kind of way. So it was really cool to see. Really, really cool to see. And I've got just a couple things to finish on, and I think I feel a song brewing because there's going to be some level of like talking to that's going to be coming out. First of all, it's just, both of us really love any stand-up and any humor that just does come across, because then we kind of, seriously, we get to just have our own date at home because it's cheaper, right? And also, different rooms in your house, just if you always treat them slightly differently, then, you know, as long as you don't let the bleed through, like, don't let the bedroom be where work shit happens, and like make sure that the stuff that you're only viewing over there is over there. It creates different planes of like, I can relax in this way in this space, and I can relax in that way in this space. So like we keep, I don't do work and comedy except unless something's coming out of me. But like, I know this isn't like a channel necessarily, but like the crowd confessions from Taylor Tomlinson's shows. It's really cool because she's a little younger than me, but like, whatever, it's roughly the same, right? But it's really cool to be able to see a comedian's career and how far it's already gone, and then to kind of just feel into how much you really love her stuff, and you're just like, I get to have my own basically generation of a Tina Fey, like, like it's, or a Betty White, or a, you know, like, it's just cool. It's really cool. It's cool to feel that feeling of like generational, like, yeah, roughly same understanding of like early life shit, kind of, maybe a little bit, you know, pre-millennium, pre things happened, right? And being so open and being so honest and being so funny about horrible shit. I mean, the mental flexibility required to be able to take in horrible information and make it palatable and capable of connecting with groups of people at a time is a deeply alchemical skill, and something that we could all use more training with ourselves so that we can do it for ourselves. We don't need to become stand-up comedians, but we can at least shift in perspective, because that's what it is. That's what stand-up comedy is. That's what just comedy writing is. It is take the thing, shift perspective enough to make it relevant to the group that goes, ha ha. Like that's kind of the formula. Anyway, just a love for all things Taylor Tomlinson, right? And my final recommendation for content is deeply personal, just because I am from the South. And It's a Southern Thing content. They haven't done as much lately, but It's a Southern Thing content is a little irreverent and is kind of a, if you know, you know, a little bit. And though it celebrates the South and it celebrates the culture that is there too. Before I moved up here, I had coworkers all throughout New England. And, you know, I've always been very open about my problems with the South to people. And it is interesting what happens when you do complain about your own family, like family meaning like, you know, where you are. And then you hear someone who's never even been there. It's not like they just repeat what you say. They take what you say and then they give you back what they really think. Because you're like joking, right? It's funny. Like, that's why it always is like, don't you say that about I can say that, you can't say that, right? It's not really about like, you can't say that. It's more like, that's where your bias is, huh? Like that's that the first time you heard a little bit of a twang, that's where you went. Well, that's good to know, right? That's how I usually take those jokes. Because I'm like, okay, you definitely think less of me. You definitely look down at whatever. You definitely underestimate what I know and what I have to offer in any kind of interaction, which is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So yeah, I really do. I love this YouTube channel and I love everybody that's in it. And I include Matt Mitchell in that, even though he does not do stuff here. He kind of split off and did independent things. And there's just one more song that wants to come out of me that says, hey, would y'all ever consider doing just a few things together? Just a few videos to promote yourselves individually and as a group that says we don't have to work together, but we can get together sometimes and make stuff. You have fans who are also trying to work out their own shit at home with everything being so divided, and if anyone can provide some level of fun, helpful content for families to get together and watch, it's this group of Southerners who can speak in so many hard languages at the same time. They can speak in all of the generational and political divides. They can have different kinds of conversations, the kinds of things that are funny and cute and provide us all with a little bit of how do I talk about this? How do I make something when I don't want to talk to you? I don't want to be part of what you're doing, but we're still in each other's orbits and that's fine. There is a real helpful equation to creating something that lifts you up as a creator, something that just feels right to do. When you get together and make fun of something else, make that common thing part of what you want to point out to your crew, the people who are watching your content that you don't know, especially the ones who don't tell you what they think. Go with what feels right for you, 'cause those people, they'll just watch and say, hey, thank you, and go back to their lives. They aren't the ones who feel compelled to tell you you're wrong. Those are not your fans, those are your haters who act like your fans. But whatever, it's engagement, right? It gives you the money and numbers. Then YouTube says this is what we're doing because hate is what we're doing, kind of, on YouTube. That's not what I see with my curated algorithmic. This is my TV. I've made YouTube my fantasy lineup of TV, like Kid Me always wanted. So that's all for this long video about who I think you'd enjoy. And if you're still jamming with me, I appreciate whatever songs you decide to play or sing or do anything with. Open copyright, I don't care. I'm using it in my game, so don't copyright something else. I'm making it for me. And you get to see, 'cause whatever. Yeah, did you hear it in my voice? Just singing along with whatever comes out of you. Give it a try, give it a try. I'm gonna let this all slow down into. Well, thank you for watching, as always. I hope you enjoyed the, do you doing the spiritual content? Round out your YouTubes. That's kind of my, oh God, that's the quote. That's great. It's all that work and that's the quote. Well, you know, they can't all be winners, right? So, thank you for watching and bye. Definitely do love you.